Okay, it's day 336, and before I say much more, I'm just going to say all this has been done before with Mina Investments in the Safa saga. So you can look up that case, November 20th, Eastern District of New York, 2001. All these same families, Mizra, Abbas, Awan, Alvi family in Northern Virginia, doing what we're describing, which is compromising people, banking, laundering money, shipping stuff, running stuff, enforcing the networks, etc. So everything I've already to say is old news if you read the paper. So, or go back to the lawsuit files. Sorry about the computer. So I'm going to stick with the paper timeline here, but every day, this has been throughout this whole story. Every day, the crowdsourced version, or my version with my contributors, I guess I should say, I'm not involved with crowdsource the truth in any way. The gets better and better, gets more detailed. Whereas the every once in a while, the other side, the prosecution, which is acting as the defense in this case, will put out a version, a very sketchy version on the other side. Now, I talked yesterday about, of course, the big news last night was the beating story. You know, Imran had these 3 different houses, and he was beating these 3 different women in these 3 different houses. And the way they do it with Luke is they always give him a piece of the evidence. He never meets with anybody in person, I don't think. Otherwise, he would state that. And I've found time and time again, these are fake people. So they're giving out enough information because they know investigators are seeing these police reports, and then they're trying to spin the different police reports. There's going to be lots of them, and we're just at the start. So the key here is, are they housekeepers / madams, or are they wives? I think they're going to try to spin it toward wives, which I believe they're housekeepers / madams, and I'll get to that. But just some things that have happened since the last time I did a timeline was between Faisalabad and Lahore, there's all this information coming out about this city that's right there in between. And I'm just going to say right now, all the family and all the people involved in this particular story, these Awans here and all these and so forth, are going to be coming from a very small town. This reminds me of a lot of the Godfather, because a lot of the people in New York with all the crime families came from a little small town in Sicily, which was Corleone, and they named him after the city. And much like that story, Corleone coming to New York and creating this big crime family, this is just basically a redo in Northern Virginia of The Godfather in New York. It's the CIA's version, but it's basically just a redo of The Godfather, okay, in New York. Instead of being a Sicilian town where all these people come, it comes from a little town in between Faisalabad and Lahore here. The other thing is this, and then I'm going to back away a little bit away from the whole Freitag situation, but that is the key to the case. I just say for everyone.